I gapped some people. I took some people to Gapplebee's. Ask your boy Jonathan there about that 2 for $20. Ha ha!
Known to take flight on a fly instrumental, fly super fly. I leap over skyscrapers, write fly rhymes on sheets of fly paper. Peter Pan fly, you never seen a man fly. Think happy thoughts while you just fly. Stand by. I flew all around the world, but you can't be a fly dude without a fly girl. Y'all really need to step your female game up. Forget the diamonds, eclectic. It's so expensive, you just one dimension. You ain't this extensive.
What a weekend. Wow, this has been wild. I mean, ups and downs, highs and lows. Everything you can expect and not want in a weekend happened this weekend. We had tireless nights and days to get the car ready to come down here. I made my mind up last minute, barely got everything together. Get down here. As soon as I make my first lap, I start feeling problems. Was chasing a gremlin with the fuel pumps for the first half of the day, and then ended up finding that was just some crazy little ground that had came loose. And then after that, during that, when I realized the fuel pumps were wrong, I had lost my coilover reservoir, so I had to find an S13 coilover. Really at that point, I was thinking it was my crank sensor was wrong with the fuel pumps, and I was really done. I had thrown in the towel. I told my friend, let's load up, let's get out of here. Like, we've been fighting this thing already for 2 hours. I'm done with it. Like, I was defeated. And Greg Russell from CrewWorks came over, great friend of mine, saw me down and out and told me, Dustin, I know this isn't you. You're not a quitter. Get back in there. I'm gonna go find you a coilover. Walks away, 10 minutes later, comes back with a coilover. By that time, we had already got the car taken apart, changed the crank sensor, fixed that, ended up finding the ground after that after it didn't get fixed, and then finally got to make the first qualifying lap, which was the first lap of the weekend. I threw down one of the worst laps of my driving career, just landed a 49th. I think I was second from last in qualifying. Huge blow to my self-confidence, really. Like, I've never really qualified that low. I was just feeling down and defeated. At that point, I went home, I watched some footage, did some research, checked out Nate Hamilton's helmet cam, was like, oh, that's the line I need to run, which also huge shout out to Nate Hamilton, because he was the one who gave us the coilover. So we get his coilover on, we made our qualifying run, we're into the show for the next day. We got a top 64 battle against my boy Marco. He's been throwing down solid runs all weekend. I think he qualified like 15th or 12th or 10th. He qualified really well. I qualified horrible. We go out there, I knew I had to push hard. My chase game had been fairly strong all weekend. I wasn't too not confident in my chase game. Went out there, I laid a good chase down, threw down a good lead. I finally got myself into the top 32, got myself some confidence. Then went home, came back the next day, reviewed that footage like I was talking about, figured out the line, figured out what I need to do. This track is challenging. It looks simple. Everyone can look at a video, watch a live stream and be like, oh, I could go out there and do that. No, this track is challenging. It makes you work for it. It makes you learn, makes you stay on the right line. No room for error. It's amazing fun once you get it right, though. Amazing for tandems. Probably one of the best tracks I've ever been to tandem-wise. So, first battle was against JP Huntington, I believe, we did a good run. He has a LS S13. I knew he was going to be a little bit quick. We had both qualified right next to each other, 48th and 49th. So I put down a solid chase run, because honestly the low qualifying score for me this weekend kind of worked out in my favor, because it gave me that motivation I need once I did my chase run and I was hyped, you know? Did my chase run, I was hyped, got back in the car, did my lead run, was throwing down solid lead runs, figured out my line. Next battle was Nate Hamilton. I was already nervous. You know, it's Nate Hamilton. He had qualified first, been laying down the most solid lines all weekend. Then all of a sudden he had a gremlin pop up right before our battle, so he was fighting that. He had that in his head. I was feeling real pumped. Laid down an amazing chase run, I felt like. Ended up tapping him a little bit when he was dialed in on the clip, and I kind of overshot it just a hair. Gave him a little tap. He stayed in it like a G. Made us work for it. We got around the track. Then he said on the lead, he just kind of ran on a little bit of gear, and the coupe was feeling great after I got the new gearing in it and got the line down for the track. So played down a really good lead run. They gave me the win. Next battle was the Atlanta battle, Taylor Holt. Had to put it down for my city to try and go against them. I get through it with Taylor, put down another great chase run, stuck it on his door the whole lap. Lead run, laid down probably my best lap of the whole weekend. I'm talking filled every single zone. I felt like I laid down a 90-point run, easy for qualifying, and that's what it took to get the W there. So I was on in the final four, had to go against Jonathan Nairn. As soon as I run up on the initiation, go to yank the e-brake to get it in, and boom, no e-brake. Lost my e-brake. As soon as I did that, a wiring terminal thing popped out of its thing, and no power. Pretty much I felt like the weekend was over. Brought it back to the pits. We fought through that. Couldn't fix the e-brake. Found the wiring problem. Got that ready to go. Went on to try and lay down a run without an e-brake, and I'm telling you, it's just, you just need those e-brakes sometimes. And power steering. And during my run without no e-brake, my power steering went out, which it had already been giving me a little bit of problems. I had gone through a pump, Camel Style, my homeboy, I forget his name, but with Monster Performance, he took the pump off of his car, gave me his power steering pump, and that was right before my top 32 battle. 20 minutes before my top 32 battle, power steering pump went out. Completely forgot about that. Also, I had a little bit of play in my steering wheel all weekend in one wheel, and then when my altercation with Nate Hamilton, I ended up getting a lot more play. So I got some things to address on the car. We got her locked and loaded. We're gonna get her back to the house, get her squared away. We're gonna be out here around 4. Gonna try and get on that podium next time on that top spot. Have a great weekend. Big shout out to FIFO Culture. My boy Jordan came through, did all the things that I needed him to do, was with me every step of the way, always a step ahead of me. Biggest help, biggest motivation this week was him helping out and making me want to not let him down because he was working so hard. Shout out to FIFO Culture. Shout out to Valinos, because I was on the same set of tires all weekend in a 425 horsepower car, gripped up, car was fast. Car was really fast. I didn't have anybody gap me on the run up. No one. I gapped some people. I took some people to Gapplebee's. Ask your boy Jonathan there about that 2 for 20. And then we had our problems. We ended up in the 4th place. We come home with some money, motivation more importantly, and we're ready for the next round. Big shout out Daily Driver Media for coming through. Always killer edits, always killer video. And we're pumped, man. We're ready for it. Monster Style Racing. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook. We're going to have some good content dropping from this weekend and everything from the season. Shout out. Thank you.